InvestEngine is quickly becoming a popular choice for UK investors looking to invest in exchange-traded funds, ETFs, and keep costs down to an absolute minimum. It's only been around for a few years, but InvestEngine's extremely cheap approach, coupled with excellent features, make it a real top contender that's hard to beat in most areas. But like anything, it's not perfect. InvestEngine offers over 700 ETFs and is continuously expanding the choice of investments. Straight off the bat, it's worth understanding that with InvestEngine, you can only invest in ETFs. You can't buy or sell individual stocks or any other type of investments outside of ETFs. In case you're new to investing or not completely sure about what ETFs are, they're essentially a fund, meaning a whole bundle of investments, that are traded on a stock exchange just like individual companies. What's useful about them is that because they're funds, they usually hold multiple stocks, sometimes hundreds or even thousands. And this means that with one single trade, you can effectively buy or sell a whole bunch of assets all at once. ETFs are a really efficient investment option, and they're popular with beginners and more experienced investors because they can be a cheap way to invest in multiple investments without all the admin that comes with managing a huge portfolio. The key drawbacks with ETFs are that because a company is managing a fund, you don't get to pick and choose what's going in that ETF, and they usually come with an ongoing fee, which is calculated as a percentage of your holding. These fees can be very cheap, but not always. If you are just sticking to ETF investing, InvestEngine offers a fantastic platform when it comes down to both fees and using the mobile or desktop app to invest. There are essentially two key ways to invest with InvestEngine. First is with a DIY portfolio, where you pick and choose your own ETF investment portfolio. Second is a managed portfolio, which is based on your risk tolerance, and InvestEngine will control the portfolio for an added 0.25% fee. There's also now a third option called life plans, which sits somewhere in between DIY and managed, but I'll explain these shortly. The key highlight of ETF investing using InvestEngine is that it charges no commission to buy or sell ETFs if you choose the DIY portfolio. And whether you go for a DIY or a managed option, there's also no added platform fee to hold your ETFs in a stocks and shares ISA wrapper or a self-invested personal pension, a SIP, which are both really great tax-efficient accounts that can protect your money from UK taxes. Although InvestEngine just sticks to ETFs, there are plenty to choose from across a range of regions and sectors. For example, you can invest in broad ETFs that track major stock markets in developed and emerging markets like the US, UK, China, or India. Or you could narrow things down to a specific segment like AI, infrastructure, or even healthcare investments. A recent addition to InvestEngine's platform was the introduction of the life plan portfolios that I mentioned. These are essentially individual portfolios that are made up using a collection of ETFs, so like a fund made of funds. And Vanguard has a similar product, which are called the life strategy portfolios. Basically, you get to pick your desired allocation split between equities, stocks and shares, and bonds. So you can have a life plan that aims for a 20%, 40%, 80%, or 100% equity allocation. The great thing about this option is that you can pick one and then it requires no ongoing management from you. InvestEngine will actively manage each plan for a 0.25% fee, plus the ongoing ETF costs that are charged by the ETFs, not InvestEngine. Along with the low fees and diverse ETF investment choice, InvestEngine's platform is packed full of excellent features. To help you invest regularly, you can set up a savings plan or use auto invest. The savings plan just allows you to set up weekly, fortnightly, or monthly investments into your portfolio, and the auto invest feature can just help make sure that any idle cash gets invested. InvestEngine also has a one-click portfolio rebalancing feature, which just can help you easily manage your allocations, i.e. how much you've got invested across different ETFs. Basically, as your ETFs grow or dip in value, over time your portfolio might become heavily weighted in one direction. And this feature just lets you level everything back out with a single click, instead of manually selling and buying bits and pieces of the ETFs yourself. Another really cool feature is the portfolio look-through tool. Basically, most ETFs will invest in a whole bunch of investments, like I said, sometimes hundreds or even thousands, so it can be hard to keep track of exactly what you're invested in across your portfolio. But the look-through tool means that you can easily check exactly how you're invested to quickly glance at what companies, regions, or sectors your money is in without digging around loads of individual ETF documents. Like I said, InvestEngine is extremely cheap all around, and the fee structure is simple to understand. It's free to open and hold a DIY portfolio, and you pay no commission to buy or sell ETFs, and no added fee to use a stocks and shares ISA wrapper or a SIPP pension. If you want to opt for one of the life plan portfolios, they come with an added 0.25% fee. Or if you prefer to go for the fully managed portfolio, there's an ongoing 0.25% fee to think about. It's worth keeping in mind that all individual ETFs have an ongoing fee that starts at around 0.03%, and it's charged by the ETF provider, not InvestEngine, but it's always worth checking those out. For the InvestEngine SIPP, it's recently just removed the platform fee, so it charges you nothing to open and hold your pension there. This makes InvestEngine SIPP one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest UK SIPP that you can get your hands on. If you want to pick your own ETFs, there's no extra fee other than the individual ETF costs, or if you'd like InvestEngine to manage your SIPP portfolio, there's a 0.25% fee, plus those external fund costs. So it's still extremely cheap, whichever way you decide to invest. Aside from the managed portfolio fee and the life plan portfolio fee, there's really not much else to factor in with InvestEngine. Like I mentioned, all ETFs come with ongoing percentage fees that can vary, but you'd have to pay these whatever you chose to invest in those ETFs. And what's actually quite crazy with InvestEngine is that it's cheaper than investing in the ETFs directly at source. For comparison, another popular and cheap platform that only lets you invest in ETFs and index funds is Vanguard. Vanguard is one of the biggest investment companies in the world, and the only product it offers is funds. But it's actually cheaper to invest in Vanguard's own ETFs using InvestEngine than it is to buy them directly through Vanguard. This is because InvestEngine charges no platform fee compared to Vanguard's 0.15% for a DIY investment portfolio. In fact, Vanguard even charges a £7.50 commission if you want the live price when buying or selling ETFs, but InvestEngine has no commissions at all. Overall, InvestEngine is one of the best, if not the best, UK platform for investing in ETFs, whether you're a beginner or a more experienced investor. Everything on the platform feels intentional and is packed full with useful features like the tools that I mentioned, but it doesn't go overboard throwing the kitchen sink at you with charts and analysis. There are plenty of ETFs to choose from, whatever your individual investing strategy is, and InvestEngine is continuously expanding its ETF library with more options. The fact that it can be free to open and hold an account with InvestEngine means that you can try it out yourself and see what you think without being locked in. However, it's worth keeping in mind your initial investment has to be at least £100, but then after that you can buy fractional shares of ETFs, so just smaller pieces of ETFs, from just £1 after that. If you're not planning on investing in ETFs, then this isn't the investment platform for you because it only offers ETFs. But now that you can open, hold, and pay into multiple stocks and shares ISAs each tax year, there's nothing to stop you just using InvestEngine for your ETF investments and then having another share dealing account or investment ISA elsewhere that you can use for things like individual stocks. When it comes down to ETF investing, you can't get much better than InvestEngine, and it's one of our top rated platforms. When reviewing and comparing InvestEngine against other UK investing apps, it's hard to beat in terms of value, and it's held back only by the limited range of asset options, but that's by design. If you want to invest in ETFs and keep your costs down, you'd be hard pressed to find a better platform. It's ideal for beginners because of the straightforward approach and easy to use interface, but ETF aficionados of all levels will find plenty to like on the InvestEngine app. Thanks for checking out our review of InvestEngine, and if you want more videos like this one, subscribe to the channel or check out some of our other reviews. Enjoy and thanks for watching.